Are you worth the 48? I don't know if you are. You make them shuffle less. But now they're starting to shuffle so much that it might not even matter, but it does give you more defense for better fights. Shit, it gives you more health when you have a one-handed weapon equipped. Kind of undid that one, didn't I? I could intentionally use the shitty weapon again, but that's about it. But maybe I'll get lucky and draw the good thing. It's only 20 food, so the giant pile of money is a little overkill, right? So, let's go for it. Not psyched about going back to Neglected Sword, but I think then bonus health might actually help me. So now my numbers are big. This might be the successful run. Yeah, we're done. We're pretty much done with this floor, because Infamous will kill me. Or there's a chance it will. Man, I have 5 new lands left. Explore the tower. Lose 20 gargoyles. I mean, 20 food. Swings open. Yeah, I think it's the same dialogue every single time for that part. Well, I assume each one gets significantly harder, but can they get that hard? Well, they're nice enough to put healing at the end of this one. That's a gauntlet you basically sprint through. That one's slower and more chill. But what are the hazards on this one? Is it just the fire? Wow, this guy has a turning radius of like a semi-truck. Ow. Try and dodge all those and that one happened. It's amazing. If you're holding A to run, you cannot change directions, basically. It's kind of astonishing. Heal me. Yeah, we're good. Net gain. The furthest I've ever been. A wreath of silver light passes through you. Now the thing we're switching with is, oh yeah, fame and food. I'll be immediately ready to do the next floor. Multiple times, because I have 65 food, and they're going to switch gold with fame next, so I win.
The end is
kind
in
of.
sight.
Arrows spiral up into darkness. As you climb, you notice more and more vines breaking through the tower masonry. You reach the next landing and your jaw drops. Somehow, growing from the stone is a huge tree. It seems ancient. Craning your neck, you see its branches disappear high into the darkness above. It sways gently despite there being no breeze. Climb it. You grab hold of a branch and hoist yourself up. As you navigate the twisted branches, you feel like a child again. Dim light filters peacefully through the leaves, dappling the tower in a warm glow. Hanging from a branch, you spy a pear glowing with a familiar silver light. Eat the pear. The pear is crisp and sweet. Its sticky juices clog your throat and you begin to choke. God damn it. I don't know how to eat food. You feel a strange sensation in your kneecaps and you watch your coins disintegrate only to be replaced by other coins. Bizarrely, you sense that your notoriety has also changed. Okay, so the pear is just another chance to shuffle again, but it hurts you a bit. You wonder whether there's a pattern to the silver light magic. Oh, so I can just keep eating food if I want to keep shuffling. That's... To be fair... Yeah, some unexpected damage is frustrating, but that's a super abusable and reliable thing that makes it possible to make a lot more progress here at the end and have more control where you might be at wit's end. I'm not at wit's end though, because we can do 6 maps. I'm only on the 2nd map, and I think this is as far as I'll have to be before I win. You sit on a branch in silence for a moment before climbing back down and continuing your exploration of the tower. You journey higher into the tower. The stairs spiral around and around the massive tree for what seems like an age. Finally, you reach yet another barred door and its gargoyle sentry. No, don't go back. Just give them the food. Just keep going. You report to Captain Hardwick about what you've witnessed within the tower. He notes down and lets you go on your way. Why are we so loyal to this guy? He's an Empire dude. They suck. They all suck all the time. Enter the tower. I shouldn't have done that. I should have left and I should have healed, since I have so much food that I could just heal. You return to the tower to find the Empire camp empty. Cursing, you realize that Captain Hardwick and his soldiers have decided to ascend the tower. If they find the Sorceress, they'll surely kill her. Yeah, why are we constantly relaying all of our information to our enemy?
Mages have always had to deal with fear. The usurper has organized an inquisition to put an end to us. He has not succeeded yet.
I'm trying to think back. Is my current successful run a run that featured no fights of any kind? Or no, I did two fights against the brigand camp in the first floor, right? Yeah, I have done fights. Though no hungry gargoyles bar your way, the traps have been powered up again. You grit your teeth and enter the first trap level once more. You must reach the top of the tower before it's too late. Wait, there's no food toll? I really should have eaten all my food then. God damn it. I might be in trouble, especially if it's a tough fight at the end. Despite how well this run is done, I might just run out of health. Neither of those are healing. Why would the player want a chest full of gold and a chest full of food at this point? Fuck off. Oh shit. Oh, I have a time limit. Shit. I didn't even notice that. Shit. With no time to waste, you mount the stairs to get to the next trap level. I'm gonna get killed by traps, aren't I? Well, now I know why they don't change. That makes more sense. Because you're practicing them. Shit, I should have healed. Or equipped my healing potion. I don't have that in my inventory anymore. Shit. Forgot about his insane turning radius for a second there. Son of a bitch. What? So you need to see a doctor about your turning radius, man. Oh, fuck me. Oh, shit. And, okay, that answers another question, too. The third floor had way too much healing on it, and I was like, did they expect you to take that much damage? And the real answer is no. The real answer is that they expected, yeah, I don't have my healing trinket with me, do I? Didn't even need a Decius charm. Drawing ragged breaths, you continue towards the third trap level. Is this the final one? You ready yourself and run through the door. Yeah, the real reason why the third floor is not that hard, especially with the path on the right, but has tons of healing at the end, is because you're about to do a big fight. Ow. God damn it. Ah! It's fine, everything's fine. Max health. Almost. Some really frustrating missteps here and there. Really, you need a top-down camera for those levels. Like, if they were afraid that if you rotate the camera too much that you'd notice that there was, like, not a wall in some directions or something, they could just make a top-down camera where you'd get the best camera angle for the traps and not have to deal with any of whether or not there's walls. Past this door, you go ever upward to the next gargoyle. You find the way clear. The door is ajar. You push past it, but it does not lead you to another trap level. A cold breeze buffets you. You're outside, being pulled this way and that by the winds. If you fell, it would be your death. Stairs loom around the tower, leading upward, surely to the top. You reach the top to see an old robed woman restrained in robes. Captain Hardwick holds a sword to her throat. There is no pity in his eyes as he looks at you, only wild fear. Back! You have been corrupted by mage filth, unnatural, dangerous filth. His voice rises shrilly as he lifts his sword for the executioner's blow. You know, this would have been completely avoidable if we just kept going deeper into the dungeon. Like when I did the first one and the lady came running down, I could see why we might be curious to check in on her losing her mind and everything. The second time around, we like ate a pear and we're like, huh, look, there's another door with another gargoyle. I wonder how I'll go deeper in. And then we go to then we leave, which enables this entire scenario happens at the end because for no reason, our character who's not affiliated with the that's not affiliated in any way with the captain or the Empire, feels the need to dutifully report to them over and over again and leave the tower every time they make any progress, when instead I could have just went deeper in and won, and there'd be no ending, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm smart, because I had so much food I could just pass the toll anyway. And you can't even say it's honor or something like that, like, oh, I made a promise, so I gotta go report to him, because, like, no I don't. I regularly rob people in this game. I'm a terrible person in a lot of these scenarios. I don't have honor. I'm not happy with the story context of this. You leap forward and parry a strike. Oh look, oh that's not so bad. They gave me muskets. They gave me muskets. They gave me regular enemies. There's no asshole phalanxes to screw with me today. Is there an additional thing I have to worry about? Is there like a time limit before the mage dies or something? General Hardwick, respected by his soldiers, a family man with a fondness for fishing, and now one of you will die. Generals cause... yeah, they go with the same thing there. Look at me! I'm gonna get rewarded by food when I murder your people. Might as well finally use it, even though there's no reason to. Ah, God damn it. Got me mid-animation. Good to know that after everything you go through, he's just a total coward and kind of boring. Oh, shit. I was dead center in that one. I'm building my food supply for no reason. Ah, shit. Oh, so that time I get iframes, but other times I don't. Sure would be nice if you could make up your mind whether or not I get iframes during executions. You're all alone, General. All alone. Hang on, I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna get food credit for killing you. Ow. Shot in the face. Oh, I rolled, but it apparently got hit anyway, even though it was below the line of sight of his shot. Oh my god. He died screaming and backflipping off the cliff. Climactic, I suppose? You begin to untie the old mage. She stares, unblinking. You are the one who will kill him. Probably the Emperor, right? Ask who she is. I am the sorceress atop the tower. She doesn't appear to have anything else to say on the matter. Ask about the Emperor. Emperor? She licks her dry, wrinkled lips. Is that what he calls himself now? The sorceress becomes frustrated at your clear confusion. The game of life and death, boy. He controls it now, and the land weeps for it. The north is burning. Peasants are forced to leave their homes and wander until they starve. Have you not seen the slave ships sent south? They creak, filled to the brim with their own children. He will force the world into submission if he must. He turns to you, voice low, and he wants to kill you, the Reaper, this Hardwick man. Yes, yes. The sorceress grasps your hands in hers. He wants to slice your head from your shoulders, to flay your skin and burn you alive, but you evade him at every turn. Do you not feel it in the air? The land rebels against his iron grip. The sorceress sweeps her arms high as a deep rumble fills the sky. The high priestess will soon descend the mountain on the great beasts as her people's last hope. The mages brew anarchy. The blight grows stronger every day. Soon, the very sea will turn red. This will not end unless he is dead. Her head snaps to you, suddenly suspicious. What will you do if you face him? Ask what she is talking about. Her ink-black eyes scrutinize you. Listen closely. Do not trust the game. Do not trust those who covet the game's power. Heed these words. Before Callus, there was another, and before him, another, and another before that. Her dry, wrinkled hands grab yours. Swear to me if it comes to it. Her eyes are blacker than night. Smash it. Burn the throne, split the game down the middle, and none may sit at the table again. Alright, guess they're not planning on making sequels. So is the dealer cool with that? No narration, no reaction to me talking about this conversation about obliterating the game that we're playing. We're reaching the final act of the Sorceress's tale. The Deeps, the Silver Deer, Fairy Ring, Mystical Island. Silver Deer could be very effective as a card if it does exactly the same thing, which is swap two of the things in your character. Bounty Hunter's Helm, Wanderer's Bounty, Chef's Charm, Assassin's Blade. And then the gold. I seem to have gold most of these on my first try now. Well, I mean my first successful run. Which is weird. Unimpressed Farmer. Confused Thief. The Demon or Arai. Well, if I want to test platinum cards or something, probably the Devil's the way to go, right? Do I have unlimited of everything? No, you're not allowed to bring brimstone cards. So this is a good platinum card testing one. And what's the one for testing? There's one around, I think Chariot's the one that's good for testing brimstone, just because you're allowed to bring unlimited. Yeah. One of these days I'm gonna have to learn what some of these cards actually are, I suppose. Running out of options here. The Star and the Moon are the only remaining face-up cards I haven't done before. And then there's, of course, the suggestion that someday I should probably do Justice. Y'all ready for another surprise suicide run? I don't even know what's gonna happen, YOLO swag. Yeah, the Star. Mages are opening the gates of the underworld in the dark corners of the Empire. Close the portals before it's too late. Ancient magic. The relics wish only death on their owners. Prepare to scrounge life where you can. Great. Gambits. Keep your wits about when dealing with magic and mages. The damned. When it comes crawling from the portals, prepare for what comes crawling from the portals, prepare for combat against corrupted. So we're going to be fighting corrupted, doing gambits, and dealing with various relics that harm us. Concerning. Who should I bring? Don't know which gambits to expect is the issue, but the magician's really good for helping me avoid damage since I'm about to be scrounging life apparently. That's worth concerning myself with. Resources. Life. probably the shrine, right? It's probably the way to go. The healer removes curses, revives companions, shop. What they said to bring. Maybe a man-eating tree. You know, let's just skip ahead. Recommended. Let's do clear and fill. You recommend Colbjorn, huh? I'm not gonna stick with that, but I was curious. Why Toshers? The wretched Thomas the Ogre. I don't know which cards they're recommending because they're useful for the scenario versus which cards they're recommending because they think it'll... They want me to... Because they just want me to progress the deck. But sure. I've never done the scenario before, and every time I ever try to predict and build a deck accordingly, I get blindsided by a bunch of fucked up things, to put it lightly. So let's just let the game do what it wants, and I'll learn along the way how bad that can go. I'll do the borrow burrow, right? Oh, you can lose your weapon from that one, though. That one's brutal. They must have put a lot... Yeah, they put a lot of the other ones in there already. Fabled Beast has some positive effects. That can go well. Dark Thirst, yeah, because we're fighting against the undead. Bastion of Purification, sure, but this is two-handed, right? So I can't use a shield with it. Shield seems like a bad idea then. Retha's Ire, sure, but kind of redundant to couple that with Dark Thirst. What's it? This has a bonus, right? It specializes... Yeah, it specializes in being anti-undead. So stacking up extra ones seems kind of pointless. Anti-corrupted weapon. Yeah, get out of here with all these shields. I'm not going to be using shields. They have too many shields and weapon variants. Alright, I'll accept the rest, I think. So I have armor, I have helm options, I have rings, I have potions, I have a weapon. Let's throw in the stuff that gives me money.
I guess that card is one of your favorites. I don't see the appeal.
I don't see the appeal. You might be bad at your own game, Mr. Dealer, if you literally don't know what the cards do. Maybe you should try reading them, you prick. He's so stupid. Oh, I don't have a plat card. Oh, Lionheart, obviously. If they're gonna freaking throw in, if they're gonna say that I need to scrounge up life, Lionheart, no, every day. No brainer. Let's just pick a Gambit-related ring if I can. Tiger's Eye is... Oh, reduced pain. If the relics are gonna hurt me via pain cards, then the Tiger's Eye would be fantastic. So now that I know what I'm doing here, I should... If I'm bringing in that ring... That trinket... that was the last one I added. We'll do that one. I should bring doodads. Specific? What would I even look for? Special? Miscellaneous? What is let's look at every single card until I find it. There are so many really weird specific effects where like I don't even know what classification would bring it up in sorting. But the alternative is to there we go, manually go through like 100 cards. Supplies. They gave me Brigand's Blades and Questing Mace 3. Why would I want to start off with a weapon and 2 separate weapons for my starting equipment? And the Mark of Damnation, what does that do? Why is it recommend? Is it recommending it to me just because it? I'm worried that it might just be recommending it to me. Wow, 300% damage. Oh, only to Northerners. I'm a little worried that it is only recommending that to me because it is new and not because it's good. But if that turns out to be the case, I can just button mash through it. They recommended healing items. This is stupid, by the way. I've said it before, but it's really stupid that the game's like, ooh, what's this item? I don't know. It's like, just tell me. I can literally start the run right now, read what it is, then quit. I don't even have to draw it. That's how weird and pointless it is. Defeat bash 40 Empire as they block. That's 23 damage, two-handed weapon. This is 23 damage also. Bonus again against Northerners. Ignores defense against Empire and Ogres. Has a token also, but only for Northerners. 225% damage on its Mega Crit. 300% damage to Northerners. That's pointless. There's no Northerners to fight. Chieftain's Axe. Ah. Stuns corrupted. Yeah. Additional damage to armored enemies. Fantastic.
There is much that people meddle with that they ought not.
Getting ready to see what the Mark of the Corrupted does, or Mark of Damnation does, and I might immediately get rid of it. Oh. Another scenario where I don't have to worry about gold.
You have let it shape you. You may have the skills we need to face him, or you may die.
It's another one of those scenarios that you can't silver. It can summon a lost soul, can be used from camp. Okay, I don't know what that means. I can apparently summon a lost soul. Maybe it's a companion? Alright, jury's still out on how useful that is then. The Gathering. The village of Frostford gathers in the town hall to discuss the mage resurgence. Well, an elderly farmer is stood upon the stage. I saw it clear as day with my one good eye, an almighty swirling spiral, black and sparkling, come to take my corn. And our lives, comes a hysterical shout from the back of the room. The caucus descends into pandemonium. Ask the mayor some questions. The mayor tries to calm the assembly, but has little luck. A sobbing woman throws a chair at the window in a frenzied terror. Ask about the portals. How could we be he could be lying unintentionally, the mayor sighs. Old Frank is very, very blind. The mages? We all know mages are around, despite the Empire telling us they're merely tales. However, I've heard they're getting more dangerous, a sign of the times. Begin your journey. The mayor stops you before you go, shaking off a screaming farmer. The Empire is off to the north somewhere. There's nobody to help us. I beg you, comb the area for anything suspicious. If you do, I'll reward you. Mayor's blessing. Receive 10 food when you reveal all encounters on the table. Huh. 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 You're unsure of where to start, but you know you must close these portals somehow. Ah. You thinking what I'm thinking? You guys thinking what I'm thinking? An exploit of sorts, perhaps? You see, if I get the blessing that reveals the entire floor when I find the stairs, and then I stack that with the blessing that gives me 10 food for revealing everything on the floor, that means that every floor I get 10 food, but I don't have to actually do everything on the floor if I don't want to. I'm gonna still give Mark of Damnation a chance. I just don't know what it does. I hope it's cool. But yeah, I'll start over for that. Seeing that really obvious chance to get a bonus. Can't seem to make up our minds whether we want to help mages or kill them in every other scenario.
Back and touch upon the mystery. How did things come to change?
Our goal is to close 4 portals. Going by previous, well, patterns, I would generally assume that the 4 portals are on 4 separate floors, and they might even be the staircase themselves. Wow, really?
Represents part of the power that I once held.
I wonder if that's always the first step no matter what, or if that was really bad RNG, because that's an Ember card. Decaying Inn. On a lonely Imperial road, there lies a dilapidated tavern known as the Black Cauldron. Inside, you spy a group of mages huddling together in a dark corner of the tavern. They are gazing, enraptured, at a dull copper goblet in the center of the table. Shake one of them. You grab the closest one and give them a vigorous shake. Fighting some unseen resistance, he turns to look at you with red-rimmed eyes. The mage is weeping. Help me! It's killing me! Take the goblet away. The goblet is surprisingly heavy and it takes some effort to lift off the table. Merely holding it sends a strange chill up your spine. You try to drop the artifact, but something compels you to keep it. The new wielder of this item will gain a curse. Period. And you can't get rid of it. What's my curse gonna be? Consume 2 food at a time. Oh boy, that's a rough place to start. I wonder if it's always that or not. As you pocket the goblet, the mages suddenly stand and turn towards you. As one, they open their mouths to scream, an unholy sound that rattles the moldy rafters. The pitch increases unrelentingly, and you cover your ears in desperation. The sound rings on in your skull, in your chest. Your knees buckle and you collapse blindly to the ground. Oh boy. You wish desperately for the screaming to stop. You lose max 5 hit points. Oh, wow. What, really?
I hope you have learned to be their master.
A target of 18? Well, fuck off with that. That's not happening. That's literally a perfect roll. Oh. Wow. So we're gonna desperately want to have, apparently dice modifiers. That's probably why they recommend Cauldron. And I probably would want other stuff too, if this happens every time. But maybe there's a different gambit for each group of mages. Son of a bitch. Happy times are had by all. Everybody having a good time now.
Victory. You are learning.
As quickly as it began, the screaming stops. When your eyes readjust to the gloom of the tavern, you find only piles of ash where the mages had been. Oh, they died. And I lost 20% of my hit points in the first step I took. Damn. You look around where the building is abandoned. Was it always empty? Oh. Double health
Careful.
consumption.
Your supplies are running low.
You're funny. You wake up one night to the sound of rustling. With a start, you realize there are thieving hands pilfering your supplies. You lunge for the closest thief. You lose 2 food. Why is this recommended?
Here we see
Oh,
another
fuck.
wheel, each different, yet each bearing their own similarities.
Continue. That gets my food back. You catch the thief with his hand in your supplies and quickly snatch the bounty back. You easily hoist your attacker off their feet. They're no common bandit. You are face to face with a dirty, sickly child. Please, he stammers. They can't feed us at home. We have to take what we can just to survive. I mean, I might as well see what the positive is, right? But we're probably restarting the campaign and removing this card immediately. Offer some food. Taking pity on the child, you give him some of your supplies. Bless you, mercenary, for your good heart, he exclaims, and runs off happily with his prize. I lost 1 food and gained 2 fame. Oh, there we go. Plentiful harvest. Whenever you gain 2 of 1 gain card, gain +4 gold. Well, good news. Blessing. Bad news, starving. Yep, dying of starvation.
The damage taken from starvation is more than the healing delivered by eating. As with many things, we find ourselves sliding further and further into hardship.
So the floor is revealed as a trading house. Little devil. Don't know what that is either. 2 Empire Inquisitors, probably enemies, frankly. Shrine. Got it. Definitely don't want to miss the shrine. Even though my pain is life. My life is pain. My pain is life. And badoof. Ooh. Not terrible. And I get 15 max life. 15 max life. 4 gold. Could go to the store, or I could just peace out. I don't have any money, really. I would imagine Empire Inquisitors involve fighting dudes, so I'm not really psyched about that. What do you do? What do you do? Oh, it's him. It summons that guy. Late one night, on the eve of full moon, you summon Theophilus, the apparition you helped free from enslavement by a Dark Lord. Greetings, mortal, he rasps, emerging from the embers of the campfire. The blessing that I now possess could be yours also, in theory, Theophilus says. I have no means to transfer the power to you, but we could craft the spell again. We will require the same components as before, however, and they are not easily found. Fuck. You have to have an angel's feather and a devil's horn. Shit. Admit you don't have the required components. Of course, Theophilus replies, how a mortal could assemble them, not once, but twice in one lifetime, escapes me. Perhaps another time, he says, fading like a half-forgotten dream. I mean, little devil's there. What's the angel's feather? Trying to remember what the angel's feather scenario was. Did they put it in my deck? Thorn shell is for sale. Oh, I should read what it does. Creates a protective spell that absorbs a single hit, causes 25 damage to nearby enemies when hit. Can be used 3 times. So it's another bubble on top of what Malaclips can do. Alright, so Mark of Damnation's not a bad thing necessarily, but it's probably a wasted slot at the moment. You have to spec yourself into getting the ability to get specific cards, all to get an effect that might help you. Might as well do the devil, I guess.
Callus has ruled for 100 years, and in that time the Empire has become more brutal by the moment.
A little devil with a broken horn slouches on a tree slump in a dark forest. While glum, he appears harmless, so you approach him with only a little caution. My father banished me from the underworld because he thinks I'm not evil enough. Apparently my curses are just too weak, he sighs. Do you know any curses? I could give him a curse? Give him a curse. Yes. Oh, you take away curses. Is that how this works? His face lights up when you give him your curse. That's one evil curse. Thank you, adventurer. Please take this small gift. You gain 2 fame. And tiny amount of food. Oh. Well. That's not good. Alright, so far my ring is pointless, the wretched is pointless, and little devil, well, it takes curses away, so it's not so bad. Yeah, I'll probably keep little devil in the deck for this one, because it purges you of a curse. I think healer does also. But I'm removing urchin from the deck, and I'm probably taking my ring off. An ominous red glow emanates from a cave across the great Forestford Lake. That's hard to say. Investigate the cave and the seething portal. Stepping lightly, you peer into the cave and, just as old Frank had described, a great portal churns, black as night, sparkling with red lightning. Corrupted creatures crawl from the portal. The cursed goblet in your haversack hums and pulsates with energy as if the portal calls it. Throw the goblet into the portal. The portal churns with greater vigor until it explodes, releasing its energy. Still gotta fight him, though. I kind of thought that maybe you were allowed to go without getting the curse, but you have to fight everyone, and maybe throwing the item in by having it means that you can skip the fight, or nope. Oh, he's taking mega damage from that. I'm going to cut you up. Mega damage. Well, this fight's going well. Why are they not aggroed on me? Half these enemies seem to be wandering off in a random direction and not actually fighting. Wait, none of them are fighting. Did the goblet turn off their AI? What the fuck is happening? None of them are fighting me. What? Are they afraid of my anti-corrupted weapon? Are they afraid of anything? They're corrupted. New environment, by the way. We've never fought there before, I think.